This is what I've learned. You can tell people something that's great. You can share opportunities with them that are great, but it's totally up to them. Ultimately, it is up to those people, that individual, to determine if they want to move forward with that opportunity. And I'm saying this because we have no control over how people think, what they say, or what they do. All we can do is our best and show up the way we know we need to show up for ourselves and take advantage of the things that we see as valuable, as important. And I'm just saying this. I remember when we first started, my husband and I buying investment property, real estate. And it was so simple. It became simple. It wasn't simple at first, you know. We found an amazing broker who had access to some great deals. And, you know, every day, now this was back in 2000. We started the process in 2002, the end of 2001. And I remember that because our youngest of three was, I was pregnant with her. She was born in 2002, and we closed on our first investment property a week after she was born. And I remember the attorney saying, "This is the youngest people I've ever seen at a closing." And it was my 1-week-old baby, my 20-month-old daughter, and my 3-year-old son. And so we had our kids with us. And that's ironic that our center child, who was 20 months at the time, is in real estate and killing the game to this day. But you know, I remember our broker used to email us a list of homes that were on, you know, up for sale that would be great investment property. Every day we would get a list, a new list. Sometimes the list would have the same property, but oftentimes it had new properties. And we would look at the listing because we were investors and our broker, you know, had a good relationship with us. We had a key to the lockbox. So at first he would come with us to the properties, but then he just gave us a key and we were able to go to the properties ourselves. And so we would look at, and we would circle the homes that we found interesting, and we would go to those homes and we would just look at them. We would be like, you know, oh, we could do this with that. And, you know, just kind of take our time really looking at everything. And then we would determine later on, like, okay, do we want to put in an offer? How much do we want to offer? High, low, what they're asking? And then we would contact the broker and say, okay, we want to put a bid in. But ultimately, every time we did it in that way, we lost the homes because somebody would have either moved quicker, put a better offer in, or something. And sometimes it would be our broker that would get the homes, and we would ask him, and he wouldn't get the homes that we necessarily would put a bid in, but he would get other homes that might have been on that list that maybe other people didn't really put a bid in, none of his clients anyway. And so one day we just asked him, you know, what makes you buy these homes? Like, what is it about these homes? He said, well, first of all the homes I send you have great potential. So if no one bites them, then I'm going to pull them up. You know, I'm going to scoop them up. And that's what he would do. So, we said when he told us that, you know, that the listings that he sent us were all really great properties, we said, you know, we're wasting a lot of time by going to the property, by looking at it, assessing it, you know, walking around, trying to determine. We're going to trust in him. And just when he sends us something, we'll read the comps and we'll put a bid in from that. And because of that, we started doing that. And because of that, we started winning bids left and right. You know, it came to a point we had 29 properties at one time. It was insane. And so, we realized that, you know, when you have something that's good in front of you, then, you know, you have to make a move. You can't hold off because someone else is going to come up and scoop it up, you know, right behind you. It might even be the very person that has been telling you about it. So you really want to take advantage. And I remember when we bought our first, second, third property, and I was telling my husband, I was like, dang, this is so easy. Why aren't more people doing this? And he said, Sherry, you know, if everyone was doing this, then who would rent? Who would rent from us? You know, it's almost like if everyone owned a business, then who would be your customer? But every business needs customers. Every customer can own a business. However, you know, you can rent a house and own homes too. So it definitely has two folds to it, especially as you mature and you start to really realize how things move and shake. And that's how I feel about YouTube. You know, everyone on YouTube, even if you're just a viewer, you have a channel already. And whatever you want to do with it, that's up to you. But there is opportunity. And when you see these brokers out here, the Doe Dashes, the Carter's Eats, the Beloved's Life, the big names, the Nick Nimmons, the Tuber Chat Connect and Grow, the Be Amazing Sylvias, the Boss Life Onlines, the Marlene Motivates. When you see these content creators that are encouraging you to do the same, they are encouraging you to start a channel. You already started a channel when you signed up with YouTube, but when they encourage you to be a content creator, they're telling you that because they're showing you that this has value, that it's worth it. And you're still looking around, you're still trying to figure it out, and all of these opportunities keep going by, and the brokers that have been encouraging you are growing. And why not grow with them? Once we realized that the value was the information that our broker was giving us, and all we needed to do was just trust that and go for it, we started being right there, right next to him, buying homes and having as many in our menu, in our repertoire as he did. So, as you sit back, the people that are encouraging you, and you're sitting back thinking about it, pondering over it, wondering if you should do this or not, people that are introducing it to you or encouraging you are growing. And you will look up one day and be like, wait a minute, when you were telling me about this, Coach Sherry, you had only 1,400, 1,500 subscribers, and now you are at 200,000. But that was just the other day. Man, if I would have jumped on and did it, right there with you, I probably would have been up there too, and would have had a whole laundry list, a whole repertoire of subscribers, a whole team, a squad, a tribe as well. But because you sat there and you kept pondering and you were trying to figure it out and everything, it passed you by. But you know what? The ship passes by, and this is what we recognized. Yeah, the ship passes, but the ship comes back around. Another ship comes too. There's multiple ships. So just like we kept missing those opportunities on those homes because we were just trying to overthink it, basically, thinking, oh, if we're going to buy a house, we got to make sure. Oh, if we buy a house, we don't want to buy something that we wouldn't consider ever living in. Oh, if we want, when we kept on looking, time kept going by, we kept missing bids, and we weren't increasing our inventory. But once we determined that, we asked the broker, what are we doing that you're doing? Like, how I see that you purchased this. What made you buy that? That was something, I know it was on the list, but it didn't look that attractive to us. And he was like, no, the things I send you, I have my team go out, my property management, to look it over. I have my inspectors look it over. So I already know how much it's worth. I already know how much repairs are going to be required. I already know what the return on investment is going to be according to the amount of rent that I can ask for that property. So the comps are already done. They're tried and true. So I'm good. And, we already know that YouTube is a free platform. We already know that there are multiple ways that you can post content on here. We already know that YouTube is the second largest platform in the world. We already know that YouTube is worldwide. So what else do you need? What else do you need? You already know that you have a story to tell. You already know that you want to leave a legacy for your future to know the life that you were living, the tips that you have. You already know you have things to motivate people. People are already telling you that you motivate them. You already know you have information that you want to share. You already know that you have value that you want to add to this platform. You already know that you have frustrations with some content creators that are putting nonsensical things on here. You already know that when you hear someone post a video, multiple people that are messaging things that you absolutely have amazing information on, that you are an SME in, that you would say, oh man, I knew that, I know that, I would love to talk about that. You already know all that. So now what? All right, everyone, take care. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. I am Coach Sherry.